What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Every Week We Follow. We are live today for our reaction to...
It's live!
Possibly the best atmosphere, one of the best performances, the best nights of Villa Park I have ever had. I'm broken.
I'm broken.
I'm broken physically, mentally.
Every week we follow the boys in Claret and Blue.
It was incredible.
Oh, mate.
What a night, what a performance. Like, we cannot, like, no, we can moan. I'm sure we can moan. But there's nothing to moan about. Every player gave such a shift. Like, McGinn, across those two legs, the whole tie, he was absolutely unbelievable.
I'm almost lost for words, mate, which is stupid because we're on a podcast and we need to talk about it. But I'm like, I don't think I've ever felt so proud. I don't think I've ever witnessed a game as highly intense as that, as two teams going through it. I mean, what an advert for Champions League football. Do you know what I mean? In terms of what it stood for.
At that first half an hour, I was like, we were both like, they've had two shots.
Yeah.
Scored two goals.
Two goals.
That's the difference. They're just clinical. And then I was like, this is going to be really hard now, like, because we're going to push and they're going to score again.
Yeah. Like, they're going to pick the gaps. Really
But Youri we got that bit of luck.
Deflected goal.
It was actually a really nice goal. Like, really nice move. Lovely back heel from Youri. And really nice little pass from Rashford. Well done from McGinn. Picks him out. It's it. Deflects. Straight in. Amazing. Hey, Ditchy from TikTok.
Nice one.
It was an incredible, like, and the scenes. And it was weird because Tielemans was the only one that celebrated.
Yeah.
The rest of the team were like, kind of like, right, okay, let's go up the other end. And then second half, mate, my bloody I don't know what to say. It was absolutely ridiculous. Like, I think I said to you, I was like, mate, get an early goal and it's back at, it's back on. You never know. To get two within the space of 3 minutes.
Was, mate, the limbs were incredible. Look, for now, though, for me, that's the standard that's set. I want to see that every week because we play like that for the rest of the season, mate. We've got a great chance of finishing in the top five.
We do finish in the top five. We finish top four. Yeah. If we play like that every game, we win every game. We'll win the FA Cup. We'll win. We'll get Champions League. This will be the most unbelievably historic season.
I think what it does at this point of the season, it gives me real hope that we've got another gear to go into, and that's positive. I just, like they say, those 2 goals in 3 minutes, mate, were brilliant. McGinn's with the limbs of that, mate. We just thought. I know it may have taken a slight deflection, but it was utter magic. I couldn't believe it
when that left McGinn's foot. Well, I mean, he picked it up in halfway into our own half, punched forward, just like does what McGinn does, chicken wings, running like this, and he just hit it, and it did take a little deflection, which made it kind of loop slightly, but
do you know what?
Was absolute pandemonium. That was bonkers, and then we had, I think, a couple of chances after that where things were blocked. And I'll tell you what, Konsa's finish, mate. He's been working with Asensio.
Yeah, he was. He was like the
Who, by the way, needed to finish better for his chance.
Oh, we'll get into that in a minute, mate.
It was written in the stars, that wasn't it? Yes, thank you, Ditchy. Yes, we did. We fully deserved extra time. We deserved that extra 100%. Half an hour, and I do believe. I want to say we would have won. I actually don't know if we would because I think they'd only made one sub, so they would have made probably a bunch of subs. Had fresh legs on. We took Rashford off, which we'll get onto. I think was a terrible.
Well, mate, what I will say about Paris, Roy, is that
they panicked, mate. They were. I said to you before the game. I said to you on the preview. I said we need to make these guys shit themselves. We need to instill some fear in them. We need to make them fearful. And when we scored that second and then scored that third quickly, they were terrified. We had them for about 15, 20 minutes. We were they had gone. They were completely all over the place.
Well, I think what we've done is highlight to the rest of Europe, mate, their vulnerabilities because they didn't change the way they play.
This is the thing. This is why I reckon actually, if Arsenal get through, they will go and do what we've done.
Yeah,
They will. They're very
because
good
they
defensively.
didn't
So
change,
they
did
will
they?
take that first leg and that second leg. They will.
Like you'd have thought after we scored that second goal, I thought, right, okay, we just shut up shop now. We're comfortable, but they didn't. They just allowed us that space in behind. We had it. I mean, like I say, we had
that ball
4,
over the top was constantly causing them issues.
And Rashford was sensational second half, mate. He caused them so many problems. Like
Incredible.
he really did.
Mate, that hit, that save.
Oh, Donnarumma, gangly.
We were directly behind that. And he's absolutely belted it.
Yeah,
and it was going top bins. And Donnarumma's quite far out of his goal. I think he was almost like just outside the 6-yard box. He was almost on the penalty spot when he saved it. So it's an incredible save because that's going at a rate.
Mate, it's almost past him. It's almost like he hits his thumb and just knocks it over the. To get it up and over the bar.
Same with the header as well. Look, mate, big gangly Kermit.
I know, stupid plastic man arms just got like 6'8", and the John McGinn one, which was from miles out, he just watches it go over his head. I'm like,
like I said, I think the deflection.
Slight deflection. But the third goal, mate, like Rashford, like I've watched it back, like he absolutely just embarrasses both PSG fullback.
Well, to be fair, every time I watch that though, I don't expect him to cut back to the byline.
Yeah,
I don't expect him to do that at all. Like, even though I know he's going to do it, every time I watch it, I'm like, this just doesn't feel right, like what he does. And I think that completely catches them off guard. And it's such a good finish, Konsa, mate. Like, he really stepped up yesterday. He really took the game by the scruff of the neck. I said to you, the end of the first half,
and he was pressing like
he was like
into their area, wasn't he?
He was literally like, "Fuck this! I'm getting stuck in," and he basically just ran the whole length of the pitch and was getting stuck into their left back in their left corner flag. And I was like, "What the hell is Ezri doing here?" He just basically was like, "We need to go at these. They're there for the taking." And man,
it's disappointing, mate, because like that's what you want to see. Like, I think that the players actually took some responsibility yesterday, and we matched their energy. I said to you at the start, didn't I? If we match their energy, we give ourselves a great chance. We just, in the first half, we were not. It shows the levels that we haven't quite hit yet, where we were a little bit, and it's been the story of our season, like missing in the final third, and we made a few mistakes, didn't quite get a chance away, lost the ball at a crucial point, and that's exactly what they wanted, and they sprung and they were clinical. I mean, that's
the thing is, right? We had to play like that. It was high risk, high reward, and it was very much really high press as high as we could, like suffocate them. Like I said, basically do what they did to us in that first leg. And that's why we played with that midfield three. That's why we had Onana and Kamara there, who, by the way, were incredible. Like Kamara, just pick the ball, spin every time, straight out. Who can it hit? And he'd play a long ball over the top, or we'd play it out wide, or we'd play it into Tielemans, who would then just pull the strings. It was a brilliant midfield three, and we basically, like I said, did what they did to us. We suffocated them.
100%, and I think Tielemans and Kamara are proving to be a dynamic duo, mate. They really are, like, becoming the spine of our team. I think people will say Tielemans probably isn't up to scratch, but I think he's been brilliant this year, and actually he was incredible. I think he's a great player, and I think he's still only 27. Like, I think we could, them two in midfield, I think we've got a lot to grow. Arguably, I was talking to the guys in front, Christian, his brother, and he was saying, if you look at it, who out of that current squad next year would, are good enough to play that level?
Yeah, I was speaking to Pete about this. That's my brother, for anyone that doesn't know. And he was saying, like, who goes in the summer? And I was like, well, it very much depends on what we do, right? Like, if we get Champions League again, then I think there has to be a relatively significant upgrade, probably in about 3 positions. Yeah. So, like, I'm kind of sitting there going, I think, like I said to you, I think Mings will stay. Not Mings. John McGinn will stay until his contract, at least until his contract runs out. I think it's 2026 or 2027. I think that's
27.
I do still believe we will look to bring in a really good 24, 25-year-old understudy for Ollie alongside him. And
Liam Delap, are you watching?
Mate, yeah,
30 million quid.
He'd be incredible. I wonder if he was asking, do you think we'll try and sign Disasi? I was like, I don't think we will. I don't actually think personally, I don't think he's good enough. I think we we want a proper right back. Another, so Cash might be an upgrade. I don't know. I love Matty Cash, but he is kind of a consistent 6, 7 out of 10.
He worked hard yesterday, but again,
he got caught out.
When we talk about final third as well, he gets there. He's not. I don't know if his confidence.
Yeah.
He's not. He
he's
cuts
not
back, and he's not quite there. So I don't. I think you probably are. I mean, I love him.
So I think we'll probably upgrade him. Bailey will go because at the moment you still might get some money for him. I said the one that I worry about, just PSR.
Is
JJ.
Difficult. JJ. Yeah.
There was rumours at the start of the night. I absolutely love JJ, and I actually think the ceiling for JJ is mental. But I think since we've got Rodgers in, I think his ceiling's higher. And I'm kind of like, can you have two players like that? JJ isn't going to get the minutes. He's probably going to command a decent fee because he's staying relatively fit now, and he's performing. So potentially there. And so I'm just kind of thinking, I think there will be a few movements if we get Champions League again. Because, for instance, it's the whole Digne Maatsen situation. Are you really going to keep two players at that level and of that kind of like
cost? How do you keep them out? Because they're both quality. I thought Maatsen did well when he came on yesterday.
I thought he did, mate. He almost scored that goal. That block, mate, that was burying. That was going bottom corner. That was such a good hit.
Beautifully. I know that it's great defending, mate. Like, you're talking such fine margins. I think, let's talk about the subs then, because I think it changed the game a little bit. And I've got to say, I'm not bashing Watkins at all, but it was
the wrong game.
We lost the momentum when Rashford went off, mate. Because as much as he brings energy, what he doesn't bring is the same quality as Rashford. And
this guy, who, by the way, honestly, this photo is the worst photo anyone could ever have of Rashford. He's literally like, it's that one, the one where he signed.
Mate,
it's the one that he's everywhere, and he basically looks like a homeless man who's like just.
It looks like he's been out on the sesh, mate, for like a week.
It's awful. It's a really bad photo. It's the one. It's the one that you use
Rashford
everywhere.
Looking smash look.
Just before we get to that, I just want to acknowledge comment from Blooms. Voice is struggling this morning. Had to have a whiskey. Oh, I think I can click it. Oh yeah, there we go. So close.
Great.
Yeah, so close. I wish I would have had a whiskey, but I didn't get in till midnight. So
what time did you get back?
Midnight. It was absolutely knackering.
Well, mate, we should have still been taking penalties at midnight. That's what should have been happening. We should have been celebrating in town. We should be just walking in now. We should have been doing this podcast live from a pub in town.
I was exhausted. I got in. I just went straight to bed. I was so tired. I did have to stop off to get a sugary drink of some sort. I had to get like a fat lemon Fanta.
Yeah,
and I actually chugged the hell out of it.
There are other drinks available, by the way.
There are other drinks available. I had such a banging headache. It was grim. Like, honestly, about half an hour in, I had a killer headache from all the shouting.
Blooms again, mate, I thought my head was going to explode.
I think he's right here. He's like talking about the loanees are an interesting one. One, the ones that came in, and the two, the ones that have gone out.
Yeah.
So like Ilin Jr., Nedeljkovic, Buendia, Barnechea. It's kind of like, I don't know what the plan. I don't know whether they're just commercial signings or whether they actually will have a part to play.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think we go back to PSR, don't we? I think it's a part of it's balancing the books. Like
I think Ilin Jr. has been all right, actually. Bologna is that, right?
Well, mate, I'm telling you, like, whatever happens, like, if we can qualify for the Champions League again, it balances our books much better than if we don't. Do you know what I mean? In terms of, because we get the Champions League money and it's guaranteed next year. So it just helps us kind of plan for the future, doesn't it? And build and probably spend a little bit more, because we know when that comes out next year, we'll have that safety net almost.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. This is the thing with Europe. This is why you need it season on season.
Because it benefits you, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I think
just not fucking easy to get in, mate. That's all.
Am I right that there was a period where Brighton were in Europe?
Yeah, they were in the Europa League, weren't they?
Yeah, and I think this is what you know, when you were talking, and obviously there's way more than just those few seasons or whatever, but you were talking about what they do commercially and what they have. You've got to remember what they, you got to remember what that time that they had there and the money they would have been getting. And at that time, we went down, if I remember, or we were like in the doldrums. So, you know, we're not far off that. Those next couple of years, if we can just get sustained European football, especially if it's Champions League, I think off the pitch will catch up. Has Ealing Jr. gone to Middlesbrough?
Yeah, he's on loan at Middlesbrough.
Oh, is he? Oh, yeah, no, he came back and then loaned him back out, didn't we? Yeah. Okay. I wonder if that's a bit of a sign, you know, mate. I wonder if that's a little bit of a sign of we want a closer look at him, so we want him at home, like as in we want him in England.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I was saying about Digne and Maatsen keeping them happy. Maybe you don't need to if you've got a really, really good understudy who's younger, on lower wages, comes in, and then one of them needs to go, and you've got someone else to step up. I think that's the thing. That's the thing now. We just need competition for all the places. But speaking of competition, like you said, sorry, I interrupted you earlier about the substitutions.
Yeah.
It was it was a bit that Rashford sub. It didn't make sense for me. He was causing them so many problems. He jogged off. I actually think when he jogged off, I think obviously we wanted to get moving. I actually think it was a little bit of a point of I'm fine.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to take me off for minutes. I'm good.
I think, if I'm honest, I think that was probably the plan from the start, though. Like, I think it was probably like run your ass into.
It was, but you can adapt. Like, it doesn't mean
absolutely,
you have to do that plan. Right?
I don't want to be critical of Emery, but I think he got that wrong yesterday. Like, I think.
Yeah, no, I really do think he got wrong, and because if you look at the stats, we had one shot in those last 13 minutes. And that's not because PSG like got hold of it, and they were doing their crap in the corner, but for the last 5 minutes, or whatever. But we couldn't make it stick. We didn't have that outlet. We couldn't lump it long and have someone just swiveling, which was what Rashford was doing the entire game.
Yeah, and I think also the other one is taking McGinn off, mate. Because I know he was probably. I think what should have happened was we should have brought Ollie on, put Rashford out on the left, up front, and took Rodgers off because Rodgers. I mean, I agree. He didn't have a great game on the ball, but mate, he worked his nuts off in that first half. He was running all over the place. He was dead on his feet, but that's because he's played every minute. I don't know why Emery won't substitute him. I think he needed that break yesterday, and that could have been the difference. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, it's we'll never know. But I can't again. I'm being hypocritical because I'm still buzzing, mate. What a night! Like those are the nights of what I've dreamt of as a kid. Like obviously we've not had a lot of success in the last 30 odd years, and I've been going for that amount of time. And so yesterday felt like I've talked about this on the pod a lot that we're close to something great. That felt like greatness yesterday, and if we can maintain those levels.
But this was the thing you say so close, and it is because we do that next season. And I think we get over the line.
100%, mate. Like football's about consistency, and like because form is not permanent, so it can come and go. But your work rate and your effort, mate, that's going to stay in my mind forever now. And I will be disappointed if because what should be happening now in that change room after the game, and we should be going right. We want this again. If we want it, we've got Saturday is the first step to doing that because both Newcastle. I mean, Newcastle are the harder fixture, but both Newcastle and Man City are beatable, mate. They are beatable. They're not like phenomenal.
We just beat PSG 3-2 at Villa Park.
Yeah, so
a team who almost every pundit and everyone in the footballing world is basically saying is one of two of the best teams in the whole world.
Well, is that only their third defeat? They lost to Arsenal in the group stage of the Champions League, and they lost to Liverpool in the knockout stage, and lost to us. Now let me know in the comments. It's not like and subscribe and let me know.
I look at the stats, and it looks really even. And obviously, we had less possession, all this kind of thing. But I actually, and I don't know if this is just me with my claret and blue tinted glasses. I thought we dominated them. I thought we created the best chances. I thought. Go on.
The stats almost didn't seem like justified in what they shown. Do you know what I mean? I thought we definitely felt like we had more shots.
Remember, they had their two goals,
and
then they had probably a couple of other chances on the break, but that was it. We peppered them. We could have won that game 6-2. Like we had so many chances.
Yeah, we did. We had the chances, 100%.
It's gutting. But yeah, I mean, we will be talking about the Newcastle game on Saturday, but that game now is so massive. Two, how do you? When I say get the players up for it, I don't mean that. How do you kind of like you say go like if you want? Do you want this again? We need to do that on Saturday. I'm just more thinking the amount of effort those players put in.
Yeah.
And we can't make 8 changes and beat Newcastle.
No, you can't. I think you've got to almost stick with what you've got there, and you probably I'd give them a day off today, rest, recuperate, back in tomorrow, and go again. Like I mean, look, it's a tough ask because the fixtures come thick and fast, and the fact that PSG didn't play at the weekend and we did, we've just got to keep going, mate. Like we're so close. Like I say, if we can avoid any injuries between now and the end of the season, I think we've more or less got everybody back now because Bailey was on the bench yesterday. Barkley came on, didn't he, towards the end? So I
mean, I look at it and I think because the remaining fixtures are Newcastle. Well, other than FA Cup, Newcastle, City, Fulham. Bournemouth?
Yeah, Bournemouth.
Man U? There's one man missing because there's 6, isn't there?
You say Spurs as well?
Spurs, yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't think we have to beat Newcastle and City.
Well, I think 4 points from those 2 games, mate, would be sensational.
Yeah, 4 points is what I'm looking for. I'm thinking, and I think we need to. I think if we're going to beat one of them, it's Newcastle. We need to beat. Yeah, so I'm thinking we beat Newcastle, draw Man City. I'd back us to beat Fulham. I'd back us to beat Spurs. Although Spurs are a fucking nightmare.
Spurs,
I'd back us to beat Man U, Bournemouth. Yeah. I'd just back us to beat. On the back of that, we should not fear anyone. Like we should be able to batter teams.
I 100% agree, mate. I think we're just. It's happened again. It's happened again. Right, we're live. Enjoy that. These things happen. 1 second, you're going to see me put it back up because I'm doing the rest of the show. Keep filling, James. Keep filling.
Oh man,
this is what you call top quality entertainment, mate.
It's live. Anything can happen when you're live. I mean, it doesn't matter because I wouldn't cut it out anyway. No. It's not like I do any post editing on these things.
There you go. I'm taking the piss now. It's literally taking the piss.
Just leave it, mate. Just leave it.
That's gone now.
Just leave it.
Just every week we follow. Just
wave the flag. Just wave the flag. Oh God. Anyway, I mean, I'm kind of running out of stuff to talk about now. I feel like I talk about it forever.
What we haven't talked about and what we have to absolutely talk about is the rereferee. Because,
oh my God!
Like, let's.
How did I forget?
I don't want to say there's corruption in football.
Corruption, like honestly, I'm not a big conspiracy theorist. I'm always like, yeah, whatever, like that kind of thing. That was the most ridiculous refereeing display from all of the officials I've ever seen. It was so bad. There was constant fouling. There was constant just falling to the floor. The ref didn't have a grip on the game. The first half, there was 1 minute of added time. There was 3 goals. There's a minimum of 30 seconds per goal added.
So yeah, exactly. So let's talk. Let's go through it because it started in the first half with a penalty decision against Tielemans. It was a blatant penalty. Wasn't it? He clipped his ankles.
It wasn't on any highlights, but I need to look at the Villa ones because you can watch the whole game back.
Yeah, I'll do that. But for me, it was a stonewall penalty. Tielemans takes a touch and he clips his ankles.
It was up our end, so it's not like we were miles away from it.
Miles away. We had a great view of it, mate.
Saw it. McGinn gets kicked in the head.
Yeah. Even Sarah said that. My wife, who's a non-football fan, said, "What's going on? McGinn's got kicked in the face and didn't do anything." I was like, exactly.
Nothing happened. It wasn't even looked at.
And then, so that was the thing. And then the stoppage time in the first half, like you say, should have been at least 3 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Then second half, from the moment we scored the second goal from McGinn, right, he blew for every 50-50 challenge,
thing.
right, that weren't a foul. The
Tielemans
there
one.
was a free kick towards the end of the game that PSG were given on the edge of our area, which was not even a foul. Tielemans makes a great tackle. The guy
Anywhere
then
near a foul.
goes over him. He blows, and then they move the ball in the centre of the goal when it was on the edge of the area to have a shot.
Yeah.
And no one says
do you
anything.
remember the throw-ins? There was a throw-in, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
we sit in Lower Trinity, row 8, about, I don't know, 50 seats, 40 seats from the whole end. Like we're kind of in like the second, or we're in the end stand. No, there's one more stand.
Yeah.
So we're kind of like in the second stand away from it. So we're like, we can kind of see the penalty box just there. A throw-in goes out here. They pass it between a couple of players, and by the time he's taking the throw-in, he's at the halfway line.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the actual fuck? Like, and then they go on the attack, and I'm like, hang on, they've just walked up the sideline half the pitch.
Yeah.
Like,
Look, mate, I'm happy to be grateful.
3 minutes added at the end. 3 minutes added. There was fucking 2 goals, 4 subs, and about 10 minutes of wasted time.
5 substitutions, right? All the way. It should have been a minimum of 5, if not 7 minutes.
7.
Right.
But we would have gone on and scored. That's the thing.
Well, I'm not. Look, I want to be gracious in defeat because PSG are an amazing team and they made it very difficult.
No. I'm not saying it. I'm not. Okay, take that comment back. I'm not saying it would have affected the. I mean, it probably would have affected the game, but it was just the second, especially that last like 20 minutes. I was just sitting there going, "What's going on? Just let the game go. What is happening here? We're just watching random bullshit happen on the pitch. Like I don't understand what's going on."
Mate, it's like the referee. It's like the referee wanted to just disrupt the flow of the game, and that's exactly what happened. And it's disappointing because I'm not only because I read something online yesterday about the day before yesterday. Sorry, saying that you watch these Club World Cup teams that are going to the Club World Cup and the season finishes in June. How they want these specific teams. Be interesting to watch this Madrid game tonight and how Arsenal get on with the referee, right, and see what happens because. Ultimately, it not ruined the game because the game, both teams are brilliant and
the game was incredible. But it would have been.
The game was incredible, but the referee did his best to break that up as he possibly could. Like I say, after we scored our second goal, and it was almost like it was not going to be, and the 3 minutes was a joke. It was.
I couldn't believe that. Oh, he's gone again. Oh, it's classic, Gary. There he is. Oh, he's lost his audio. He's coming back in. Oh, yeah, you're right, Carl. Asensio should have took us to. I mean, Asensio or Konsa. Could have took us to extra time.
Yeah.
Or that Maatsen block. If that Maatsen shot wasn't blocked, that could have took us to extra time. This is what I'm saying. There was 3.
Yeah, chances galore, mate.
There was at least 2 golden opportunities, Asensio and Konsa, and we would have won it. We would have won it in the 90.
Yeah.
But mate, it wasn't to be.
We can dream, and like I say, hopefully it's given us all the players a taste of what we can have, and we can build on that because it just felt like we were on their level yesterday, and that's what we got to aim for, And now it's about consistency.
And Josh, welcome, but like anyone here that's watching who isn't a Villa fan, tell me, am I wrong that we were the better team yesterday? Not just like slightly better. We were the better team by a mile. And I do think that if there was another 5-10 minutes, we would have gone on and we would have scored again. And so frustrating. It's just that Rashford sub that it's the only thing that I was like, oh, what if he was still on the pitch? We would have continued to just keep doing what we're doing. Incredible game. Best night I've ever had at Villa Park.
Yeah. If only Asensio, I'd have put my house on him scoring, mate. He was written in the stars. Not that chance.
He went for the legs. He went through those legs. And I wonder if Donnarumma knows it. Like as in, they play together a lot. He trains with him. He knows what he's going to try and do. And, It's not been a best week for Asensio. Missing 2
penalties and
missing that chance. It's got him.
Not getting it frustrated
Anyway,
yet, mate.
I don't want to end on a low. That was the greatest performance,
Beast.
greatest night I've ever had at Villa Park. I am completely broken, man. I don't know how I'm going to get through the working day. I'm exhausted. Josh just said it's a very promising display. Given to the end to the season you've got, gonna need some big performances to guarantee. Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we are.
We were talking about before you just came on, Josh. I think we need to beat Newcastle. I don't think we need to beat City, and then we probably need to pick up another 3 wins from the last 4. That's what I reckon.
I reckon 12 points will do it, mate. I think if we can get 12 points from our last remaining 6 games, I think we've got a great chance.
Yeah,
I do, because I don't think other teams around us are going to win all their games. That's for sure. I think So the Newcastle City games,
Forest are looking leggy. Newcastle, like I said, are the ones who are really kicking on. And I could see personally, I could see us, Newcastle, and City getting third to fifth, and Forest.
I'd love it, mate. I'd love it. Come on, I'd love it. I'd just love it.
I mean, obviously, I have a slight love for Forest, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, I just don't want them to finish above us. But anyway, we will be back for the Newcastle preview. That will be coming out tomorrow. Maybe we'll do it live again. Who knows? Well, maybe we'll do it live because this is quite nice. It's quite nice comments and all that thing. I like the interaction.
Yeah, the interaction is good. Like it's all to play for, mate. We're there. Like whatever we do now, let's keep it live. Let's keep it real.
I love how 5 years ago, by the way, we were looking. We were on the edge of relegation, and now it'll be all right if we got top 5 in the FA Cup. Yeah, I'll be okay. I'll be all right with it.
We're going places, mate.
It is ridiculous. The fact that we're talking about here saying we're a little bit disappointed that we didn't beat PSG and get through to the semi-finals of the Champions League. It's absolutely crazy.
It's crazy. It's a fun, mate. It's a fun time to be a Villa fan. Like the future's bright. I think we've got a great chance. I think it's just going to, as Josh said in the comments there, it's going to be a spicy end to this season, mate. And I'm excited. Don't want it to end now. After last night, I'm buzzing. I'm exhausted.
I didn't want that game to end, and not because we were going to go and win it. I just did. It was so entertaining. It was just such a good game. Like I've just never seen us go all out like that against a team for 90 minutes, pretty much.
No, it's been brilliant.
It was incredible. Anyway, thank you everyone for joining. Thank you everyone for joining live and in the chat. We much appreciate your comments.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and
anyone that's here on this thing. I mean, I don't know how you would have found it, but if you're on this thing and you're not subscribed,
please subscribe. It helps subscribe.
I have a certain set of skills, and I will find you. I will get you. But anyway, if you're watching this on pre-record, if you're watching this on catch up, is that what they call it? I don't know when it's live.
Catch up, I love it.
On the iPlayer.
That's his certain set of skills.
But if you're watching this on, subscribe. Because I do have a set of skills, and I will find
every week we follow needs you. Let's
follow,
get these trending. We want to get them out to you. Come on.
Let's get exactly. We're so close to being able to get these things to you. I'm giving you the opportunity to try and get one.
Yeah.
Anyway, Gaz, sing us out, mate.
The flag goes. Every week we follow the boys in claret and blue. We will see you tomorrow, guys. Boom.
Bye.